In this video, we're going to look at using our GDC, our graphics calculator, for finding scatter graphs, the equation of the regression line, and then using that regression line to find information from other bits of data. So here we have a question. We're told the restaurant owner collects data on the number of diners in his restaurant and the outside temperature, and we're shown the table. And then we're asked to use our GDC to draw a scatter graph for the data, to find the equation of the regression line, and then to use our regression line to estimate the number of diners when the temperature is 21, to estimate the temperature if there are 80 diners, and the number of diners when the temperature is 10 degrees. So let's jump into having a look at how to do these. The first thing we need to do is input the data into our stats page on our calculator. So stats number, and on stats number 2 we have our data input. The temperature in list 1, and in list 2 we've got the diners. Now we need to draw the scatter graph, and the way we do that is we go to graph, and when we go to graph we get this page, and then we go to set to double check that we are actually going to get a scatter graph, which gives us this page. And we need to make sure that here it says scatter graph, and list 1 and list 2 are the two lists that we are using. So then we hit enter and it takes us back to this page, and then we use graph 1, and when we press that we get our scatter graph. So for A we've got our scatter graph. You would normally then need to plot this scatter graph on the exam if it's an exam question. Now we're asked to find the equation of the linear regression line, so we're going to press down here, and that will bring us to this menu here, and then we're after a linear line. So if we want a linear line we need to press on X to get a linear, and finally we're going to choose AX plus B as the option for the line, and when we hit AX plus B we get this here. And from this we can see if we have the equation y equals AX plus B, we have A is 2.42 and we have B is 22.31. So our regression line is going to be y equals 2.42x, working to three significant figures, plus B is 22.3. Now that we have our regression line, we can look at the other parts of the question. So estimate the number of diners when the temperature is 21 degrees. So temperature is our x here. So we're going to do y equals 2.42 times 21 plus 22.3, and we put that into our calculator and we get 73.12, which is 73 diners. For the next part we are asked to estimate the temperature if there are 80 diners. So this time we know y is 80, and it's equal to 2.42x plus 22.3. So we subtract the 22.3 from 80 and then divide by 2.42, and that gives us x is 23.8 degrees Celsius. For the final part, we're asked to estimate the number of diners again, given the temperature is 10 degrees. So it's y equals, and we do 2.42 times by 10 this time, plus 22.3. And that gives us an answer of 46.63, which is 47 diners. Now we need to be slightly careful with this last one, because in the last one we're using a temperature of 10 degrees Celsius. And if you look at our original data, none of the temperatures go down that far. And what we're doing in that example is called extrapolating. And sometimes extrapolating doesn't work, because if we're extrapolating, that means we're taking data from beyond the data that we have. And it might be that our regression line doesn't fit for a temperature that low. So if you're ever looking to use your regression line for data that's outside of the range that you've got, you are extrapolating, and this might not be valid in that particular instance. For the other two, however, we were inside the range, and that's okay because we know that the regression line works within that data range. So to use your regression line, all you have to do is substitute in the appropriate value into your regression line equation to find an estimate for other values that you do not have.